Welcome to Vidra Embedded channel. In the last tutorial, we have successfully compiled our code and uploaded onto the board, and also we have verified the behavior of the code, and it is working as expected. So in this tutorial, I'm going to explain how the kernel is going to execute these two tasks. So let's get started. Understanding of the task execution by the FreeRTOS kernel. So to be able to select the next task to run, the schedule, or we also call it as a kernel, itself must execute at the end of the each time slice. So the tick interrupt will be generated based on the configuration tick rate hedge that we have configured to 100 Hz in our application. If you want, you can go and open our application and click on this FreeRTOS config.h file and go for the config tick rate hedge. So we have configured to 100, we have configured to 1000 Hz. That means we have configured this tick rate hedge to 1 millisecond. So what it means is the FreeRTOS will take this as a reference to generate the a kernel tick interrupt. The tick period is 1 millisecond because we have configured to 1000 Hz. Now, so this tick period we will also call it as a time slice. So from here from T1 to T2 we call it as a one tick period. We also call it as a one time slice. From T2 to T3 we will also call it as another tick period. But what you have to notice is the T1, the difference between the T1 and T2 and the T3 and T2 both are same. Now, so once the kernel has started, so it will look for the tasks that are created, and also it's look for the priorities of the tasks. So in our application we have configured the priorities equally for the both red LED task as well as the green LED task. Now the kernel will take the red LED task first, and it will execute the red LED task for a time of 1 millisecond, and then immediately the kernel tick interrupt occurs. Once the kernel tick interrupt occurs, and then the kernel runs the tick interrupt to select the next task. So that we have already explained in the previous tutorials. Kernel is the responsible or the kernel or schedule is the responsible to switch the task from one task to another task. Once the red LED task has finished its execution, then the kernel tick interrupt occurs. Once the kernel tick interrupt occurs, the scheduler will change the execution from red LED task to green LED task. Then in the next time slice, the green LED task will be executed. Again tick interrupt will be generated, and then the scheduler will switch the execution from green LED task to red LED task, and it will go on like this. So this is how the FreeRTOS kernel will execute the tasks which are having same priority. So here we have a red LED task as well as a green LED task, and we have configured these two tasks in our application with the same priority, that is priority 1. Now the same behavior we are going to verify using a FreeRTOS debugging tools. There are two options we can able to verify this exact behavior is actually happening in our application or not. First we are going to see this behavior using CubeIDE. We have already configured each and everything here, and to be able to debug our application or see the task creation of the FreeRTOS, what you have to do is connect your board to your PC and launch the debug session. Now the CubeIDE will change to the debug perspective, and the cursor will pass here, that is the HAL init initialization. Now make sure you are using the latest version of CubeIDE, and go to window and show view and click on this FreeRTOS and click on the FreeRTOS task list. Now we are only checking the FreeRTOS task list. So then once if you able to click that, and you will able to see one tab, that is FreeRTOS task list tab. Now what you have to do is you need to upload the code, run for some time, and then pass the code. Then we will able to see the tasks and all those things here, and they will appear here. Okay, so I am going to upload the code and wait for some time, and then I'll pass. So once I have passed the code, what will happen means you will able to see this kind of a table where it listed all the tasks that we have created. So now we can see currently the processor or the controller is execute or the kernel is executing the green LED task. So the name of the task is green LED, and the priority is, we can able to see the priority and the start of the stack, top of the stack, and the state. This is most important to us. So whether the task is in running state. So because the cursor is, the kernel is executing, or the scheduler is executing the green LED task, so that is why it is showing it is in running state. And the other tasks, like we have another task like a red LED task, and that is in the ready state. That means once the green LED task is executed by the kernel in a one time slice, in the next time slice the red LED task is in ready state, so the kernel will automatically change the execution from the green LED task to the red LED task. Now again resume it here and pass the code again. It happens is in between, right? So there is a change happen between the running of the task. That is correct. Initially we have seen that green LED task is running, and now it went to a ready state, and now the current task that is running by the kernel is, so it is red LED task. All the changes that are happening between the successive pass and resume of the code will be highlighted with yellow. Now we have also seen here we have name in our application. For example, if I go in main.c file, and if I come down, now we have named the red LED task as a red LED task, but we are only seeing red LED and T, and these three letters are missing here. And for same for the green LED task also, we have named it as a green LED task, but it is showing green LED. So to avoid this thing, we need to change a couple of configuration parameters. I'm going to explain that now. Before that, we are also seeing two more tasks. We have not created these tasks, but the scheduler created this task. The one is the ideal task, and the another one is the timers SVC task. Generally, this timer SVC task will be created by the kernel when we actually enable these timers. Because we are not concentrating on the timers, what I am going to do is I am going to disable this configuration parameter or configuration macro. And the other one is the ideal task, which is by default will be created by the FreeR task, and this task will be executed when there is not running by the kernel. Then we'll go for the FreeR task configure H, and of course we have disabled these timers. And one more thing is, we have observed there is the task names are not fully visible. So to do that, to have a fully visibility of the name, we need to change the this macro, the config max task name length. So here we have put it to 10. So now change it to 20. Again save the code and compile the code. Go for the debugging to upload the code. Cube ID will change to a prospective called debug prospective, and make sure you are in this window, and then resume button, wait for some time and suspend the execution. We are able to see the name of the task completely, and we are also able to see the red LED task name completely. And of course, as I told you, by default the ideal task will be created by the FreeR task kernel, and this task will be executed when there is no task is running by the kernel. So we will going to check whether actually the FreeR task is creating this ideal task when the scheduler starts the execution. To check that, terminate the execution and go for main. Whenever the scheduler starts by the FreeR task, so it will create a task called ideal task, which is having a least priority, that is 0. Now I am going to check the implementation of this function, and to do that go and expand the FreeR task folder, source folder, and click on the task name. So why I am checking task.c file here? Because the ideal task will be created by the vtask scheduler, and the naming convention says that it will be available in a file called task.h or task.c. Of course the implementation will be there in the task.c file. click on this task.c file, and I'm in the outline section. You can able to easily find out the function name instead of searching in the code. So I'll look for the function call vtask start scheduler, and if you go down and you see, once the scheduler started, so what is happening here is, and the prior task, this is the ideal task is being created using dynamically allocated RAM, and so they are creating a task. This is the function entry name, and they are also creating so this is the function name. If you hover the mouse here, and you will able to see the name of the ideal task, that is ideal, and they are providing null parameters, and the of course the priority is 0, priority which is the least priority. If you want to manage the task or handle the tasks of the ideal task, then you can able to use this task handler, ideal task handler. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to my channel.